Hi guys, my name is Trinh and today I am here to do a book tag. I'm here to do the mid-year book freak out tag. So I did this tag last year. My 2017 edition will be linked in the card and the description box below. I cannot speak. But I always love doing this tag. Well, this is actually my second time, but I love doing this tag because it's so nice to kind of, you know, like do a update on the books that you have read this year so far in 2018. So I've read a lot of books. There are 15 questions in this tag. This video is actually created by Chami and Earl Grey Books. They invented this tag like a couple years ago, so I want to do it in 2018. I feel like I should, so here I am. So there are 15 questions and let's get started right now. Number 1, best book you have read so far. The book that I have chosen for this question is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I absolutely love this book. I read this in like March, I believe, like at the end of March, because I was going to her book signing and I wanted to read her book and it was so amazing. So if you don't know, this is a novel with verse, so it's very different, yet it's not completely different. Like you can still enjoy this book. So this book follows Xiomara and she is having like a hard time in her life because she's like, I believe like a sophomore. She has a twin brother, but he's like the better child, I guess, comparing to her. And her mother, oh my god, her mother is very religious, so her mom has like a lot of rules and Xiomara has to follow all of them. But then also Xiomara is not religious, so she starts questioning the faith and her mom gets mad and stuff like that. So one day she meets an English teacher and that teacher encourages her to join the like slam poetry club or like spoken word poetry club because Xiomara is a fantastic writer. So it's really about her life and her journey at this stage. You know, it's really hard for her, but it's really mostly about her relationship with her mom. I absolutely love this book. I love the characters, I love the growth, I love the development, I love the writing. The writing is so fantastic because if you don't know the author, she is an actual performer, like an actual spoken word poetry performer, stuff like that. So it's very poetic, but in like the most beautiful way possible. But if you can read this book, I highly recommend the audiobook because it is narrated by the author, and I am definitely interested in listening to the audiobook like maybe next year in 2019 because I love this book so much. Number 2, best sequel you have read so far. For this question, I'm cheating a little bit because I have 2 answers for this one, but it's by like the same author, and it is City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare and Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. So this is the second book in the More Instrument series, and this is the second book to the Infernal Devices series. So if you don't know, in 2018 I'm doing like a year-long readathon with like Emma Books, and basically you just read all of like the books written by Cassandra Clare, like the Shadowhunter Chronicles. I love them both so much. I love City of Ashes for my own reasons. I have my own like book review and discussion, so I'll tell you why I love this book so much. But seriously, I absolutely love City of Ashes, and I just finished this book last night and I love it so much. I love it even more the first time I read this book. Like, it's crazy because a lot of things happen in this book. We are introduced to new characters, the plot gets even more interesting. There's so many amazing things happen in this book, and I haven't filmed a book review and discussion for this book, but I will definitely. So I'm sure that that will be up before this video goes up because I'm pre-filming right now. I have 2 books for this question. I cannot help it. I love these 2 books so much. So number 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to, and I definitely want to read Save the Date by Morgan Matson. If you don't know, this is a new book by Morgan Matson, and she is like the queen of like summer contemporary. It's like the perfect book that you read at the beach, basically like in the summer. So if you don't know, it's summertime right now and I have plenty of like weeks left, so I definitely want to read Save the Date. This book follows a character whose name I forget, Charlie. So I guess Charlie's sister, she's like marrying, so there's a wedding happening, but then of course this takes place in like 2 or 3 days and a lot of things happen and it's like chaotic and it's just crazy, and that's all I know. Like, I honestly don't know much because I just want to like read this book, dive right into it and just enjoy it for what it is. So I'm so excited to read this book because I honestly really like the cover. Oh, look at that. So yeah, I have heard pretty good things about this book, honestly. Like, people tell me that actually it's actually really good. Like, Save the Date is actually really good. So I'm very excited to read this book this year. I will read it in 2018. Number 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and that has to be Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. If you don't know, this is the 3rd book in the Dark Artifices series, but I'm not gonna lie, I have not read Lady Midnight nor Lord of Shadows. I have not even started on the Dark Artifices, but I will in 2018. I know for a fact I will read those 2 books, and then I will read the 3rd book when it comes out in December. So it's like an epic finale, I guess. That's what I keep hearing, that people are like saying that it's like gonna be epic and it's gonna change the Shadowhunter world forever and stuff like that. But like, I haven't even read the first 2 books in the series, so I can't not be too excited because I am still reading like the other books. But I will read Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, Queen of Air and Darkness. So I'm so excited. The cover is beautiful. I keep looking at it. It's so nice. Number 5, biggest disappointment. Now for this question, I'm so hesitant to show you the book because I have a good explanation. Let me like, you know, tell you what it is. So it is All the Rage by Courtney Summers. Now I've had this book for like a long time, but then I finally read it at the beginning of 2018, and I was just so disappointed because a lot of people I know, like, they love this book and stuff. So when I read this book, I really thought I was gonna like love it too, but I honestly didn't. I was so disappointed when I finished the book. So if you don't know the main character, she was raped before this book starts, but it was like a year after it happened. So in the synopsis, honestly, I read the synopsis in the book. It mentions everything, but the guy who raped her, what's his name, Kellen Turner, so he's like the sheriff's son, so you know, he's very privileged. He's not in the book at all. He's mentioned, but he's not in the book, and I really thought that we're going to see him go to jail and stuff like that. Like, it's really about, you know, getting justice for her, Romy Gray, but that didn't happen at all. And things happen. Honestly, it's really about rape and rape culture, and it shows you how fucked up it is. So I will say this book does a really good job with showing you what not to do. So in this book, like, the students, like her classmates, the main character's classmates, they're like the biggest assholes because they blame her, slut shame her. It's just awful. So I guess like once you finish this book, learn from this book and learn what not to do, and that is not to call people sluts, not to victim blame. You know, common sense, I feel like. But the shit they do in this book kind of baffles me, because if I was in her situation, if I was even in this book, I would have punched someone in the face for saying all that fucked up shit. But this book has literally no character development. I feel like it drags on for so long because it's about this girl who goes missing, and of course there's like this huge mystery, and it links to the main character, so it's something's fishy, you know. Yeah, like the ending, I was just like, what the heck, like what? It just popped up and I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is what's gonna happen. But I still want to read other books by Courtney Summers, of course, so I will give her another chance. Hopefully I will like her other books, but for this one, I honestly was so disappointed. Number 6, biggest surprise. Now this one, I think a huge shock to some people probably, and that is City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. Now out of like the More Instruments series, this book is like the one that people don't give a shit about. Like, people seriously like the other books. Like, it's either City of Glass or City of Heavenly Fire. The 3rd and the 6th book is either one of those 2 books that people would like the most. People don't give a shit about the 4th book, but I enjoyed this 4th book so much. I finished this book like a couple of days ago, and I seriously was like, holy shit, like this is amazing. Like, I seriously enjoyed it so much. I like the characters even more. I like where the plot is going, and I like the humor. Like, it's actually funny, you know, because it's Cassandra Clare. Like, the books are actually funny, but seriously, I really enjoyed this book. It was so weird when I finished it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I have a book review and discussion for this book, the 4th book, linked in the card and in the description box below. Number 7, favorite new author debut or new to you, and I have to say Elizabeth Acevedo, who is the author of The Poet X. I saw her at a book signing. I went to her book signing. It was amazing. It was like really cute and small, and she performed a lot, and she talks about her experience as a teacher, I believe, like a 8th grade teacher, and how she was like looking for books that represents her. It's just fantastic. And then she performed some of like her work from the book The Poet X. It's amazing. It's so good. Like, she is a fantastic performer, and when I was reading the book, I was basically reading it in my own head, in my own voice, but then after hearing how she like says certain words and how she performs like a certain piece in the book, it blew my mind, honestly. So like I said, I really want to listen to the audiobook. I highly recommend listening to the audiobook because she narrates it, and she is like a fantastic performer. So yeah, she is like my new favorite author right now. Number 8, newest fictional crush, and it's not new honestly, but I don't have an answer, so I'm just gonna say Zuko from Avatar. Oh my god, I was about to say the more instruments. No, from Avatar The Last Airbender. So I rewatched the show at the beginning of 2018, and then I've been reading the comic books, and like Zuko is everything to me. Like I love him even more. So I've always loved Zuko, but yeah, I love him even more now that I am older. Number 9, newest favorite character, and this one is weird. Well, not really. I have been loving him. So that is Luke Garraway or Greymark, depends I guess from like the more instruments, but especially in City of Ashes. I love Luke so much. If you don't know, Luke is like a guardian for Clary, if you don't know who he is, but he's so fantastic, and I think I like him so much is because he's like experienced, he's actually mature, because he's actually old, like maybe in his 40s, maybe like late 30s, early 40s, I don't even know, but he's very mature. I love him so much. Literally every time Luke shows up and says some shit, I'm like, yes, you're so wise, I love you. Number 10, book that made you cry. Now this is an easy answer, and it is Bright Side by Kim Holden. Now, judging from the cover, it's called Bright Side. It's like orange. It looks cute, right? It looks happy, but it's not. It is a depressing book, and I read it at the beginning of 2018. I was just sobbing my eyes out. I finished this book at like 5 a.m., 5 or 6 a.m., and I could not stop crying. I was just devastated because it's honestly so depressing. But at the same time, I'm also kind of disappointed in the book because like I really thought it was gonna be so happy and so cute, but it's really not. Oh my god, it's just so sad. But like I don't even like any of the characters, I'm not gonna lie, so I guess that's all I have to say for this question. Number 11, book that made you happy. I have to say Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I read this in February of 2018. I really enjoyed this book. It was so cute. It definitely made me happy, and yeah. Oh right, I have to tell you the synopsis, I forgot about that. So this book follows a gay boy named Simon. He's like junior in high school, and he is a closeted gay kid, so no one knows about it at all. And then at the beginning of the novel, a guy named Martin is like blackmailing Simon into helping him like be cool to Simon's friend Abby. So Simon is put in this predicament, and he's like frustrated because like someone is out to get him and like, you know, threatened to out him. But also Simon is emailing a guy named Blue, and they've been emailing for like a few months, and they're both gay, but they don't know who they are, like who's like the other person. So yeah, that's what this book is about. Number 12, favorite book to film adaptation you saw this year. When I read this question, I was like, oh my god, did I see any? And I completely forgot Love, Simon. If you don't know, that is a book to movie adaptation of Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I watched the movie. I loved the movie so much. I watched twice in theaters. I know a lot of people have watched that movie like multiple times in theaters, and I only watched it twice because I am broke. But this movie is so fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, it's like different from the book, but it doesn't mean that it's not enjoyable. I absolutely loved it. I cry a lot, and it's just so fantastic. Honestly, I highly recommend watching the film if you can. Number 13, favorite review you have written this year. Booktube version, favorite video you have done so far this year. So I have, I guess, two answers for this. Book review and discussion. If you don't know, I do book review and discussion for almost all of the books I have read this year, but if not, then I'll talk about it in my wrap-up videos. So it's been really fun. So I guess for like the book review and discussion, I've been doing it for like the More Instrument series and also the Infernal Devices series. Any book in the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and I've been like really enjoying filming those videos and like editing and putting it up. It's fun, like way more fun than I thought. And now for like a video that is not really related to books, I guess, well, kind of is, I guess. It's Trin's Trip to New York 2018. Is a video that I did in June, and basically I went to BookCon, and that video is basically like the BookCon vlog or like the New York traveling video. You know, if you watch that video, you see me having fun in New York at BookCon with my girl Kyla and Sandy. My girls, Kyla and Sandy, plural. I'll link everything in the description box below. Number 14, most beautiful book you have bought so far this year or received, and that has to be Fury Born by Claire Legrand. I bought this book at BookCon, so it is signed by the author. I got it for like $10. That's so amazing. And this cover is so beautiful. Oh my god, I love it so much. Am I in focus? I am. Okay, good. But yeah, this cover is absolutely beautiful. Oh my god, it's fantastic. Oh my god, the synopsis is so confusing at times. So all I know is that there's like a prophecy, and there are two queens, I guess, or like two queens. I don't I don't know. These are two queens. Basically, they're both in like different time periods. Like this woman is in like this time period and this woman is like in this time period that's like 1,000 years apart. And that's all I know. This book is so beautiful. I want to read it in 2018, of course, and that's about it. What the hell? The last question. Oh my god. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? So there's only one book that I really do need to read. It is In the Afterlife by Alexandra Bracken. This is like the third book in the Darkest Minds trilogy. Is it a trilogy anymore? I mean, there's like another book, but it's like a companion novel. That's how I view it, because it's like 5 years after from a different character's perspective. So anyway, that's just like a completely different thing. But as of now, I need to read In the Afterlife. I've had this book for so freaking long and I've been putting it off because I know that I just need to read it to be done with a trilogy in a way. So this is the third book. There's not much I can say. That's about it. I just need to read it. So that is it for my mid-year book freakout tag. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was so much fun. Not gonna lie, I am not really tagging anyone in specific, but if you want to do this tag, then just do it. It's so fun. It's so nice to just look back on like the books you have read for the past 6 months or so and just answer these questions. It's really simple. 15 questions. It goes by really fast, honestly. I am not tagging anyone in specific just because I'm pre-filming right now and fuck off, man. And honestly, I have no idea who have done this tag and I don't feel like doing the work of finding out who has done this tag. I'm in Vietnam right now when this video goes up, so do this tag if you want. Don't do it if you don't want. It doesn't really matter, but if you want to, then I highly encourage it. It's so fun, alright? So yes, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos and I will see you guys later. Goodbye!